Kita lanjut lagi. Ori dong. Level 30. Ini ada satu lagi kan di sini tadi. Mana satu lagi? Ya tadi ada deh. The mouth of the arena. Yang apa nih? Wah. Lah. Oh ini. Kan gua ngebak. Wah, itu mah kalau itu kurang tahu ya. Ini di mana anjir? Oh, salah, kurang ajar. Salah masuk. Wah, kalau ngebak sih emang kurang tahu ya. Mohon maaf nih. Saya cuma streamer. Ini ada ini nggak sih? Jalan motong itu. Enggak deh. Ya udahlah. Lewat luar saja. Di arena. Senjata nih. Jadi pas beli pasti main. Belum tahu. Nah, ini ada api nih. Impact 48. Oh, api sama tusukan nih, high ground. Oh, kurang bagus tapi. Api sama esnya api semua nih. Impact damage, eksplosif. Ntar kita cek dulu weapon kita tuh. Apinya sih udah ada ya. Oke sih, enggak sih. Cukup ya senjatanya. Nanti aja kita sinyal. Punten numpang. Di arena. Ntar cek dulu. Scan dulu. Di sebelah. Di mana dalam?
Maybe if I move this piece there.
Oh, di sini. Oh, ini arena yang tadi udah hancur anjir. Punten. Oke, lanjut lagi side questnya. Minggir.
It's not like she needs the practice either.
Apa ini?
Champion, I fear we must lean on your strength and generosity again.
Kita harus belajar kekuatanmu kan?
Just tell it to her straight, Ducka. The tribe needs the arena. She's our only hope to getting it open again.
You need the arena? But the cool route's over.
That's true, but we also use the arena to boost the tribe's morale.
We use it for training. Herd in
Buat
machines
latihan.
so our soldiers can experience the glory of the kill in a controlled setting.
Which, of course, boosts morale. But Chief Hikaru won't let us reopen the arena until the ballista protecting the field is repaired.
We need it in case the machine runs amok, and it was
Butuh
damaged
ballista.
during the cool route. The parts we need aren't easy to find.
I get it. You need me to hunt down some machines and grab the parts.
We'd ask someone else, but every squad in the grove is on alert. But the task is not without compensation, right, Kala?
Of course. Once the arena is open again, I would be honored to invite you to compete. A wide variety of machines will be available.
And I will award you prizes for victory, not just from the arena, but also for medals won at hunting grounds. You'll be able to trade them for some of the tribe's very best gear.
To fix the ballista, we'll need a sinew from a rollerback, along with some bristleback tusks. Both kinds of machines have been spotted near a campfire to the southeast. You can bring the parts back to me here when you're done.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
One more thing. If you're going back into the wilds, I have another duty tied to our soldiers' morale. A regrettable one. Every Tenakth soldier carries a tag carved with their squad symbol. Rebels have been hoarding the tags of the soldiers they kill. You might find such tags at any enemy outpost. If you do, bring them to me. I'll make sure they're returned to the soldier squad mates and loved ones. Having confirmation sometimes soothes their grief. And there are bounties involved, if that matters to you.
I've already found some of those tags.
Langsung nemu kita.
Here, a small reward for your efforts. But don't let your guard down. There are still many outposts in the
Oh,
wilds.
tugasnya udah selesai satu, Cok.
Thank you, champion. And please don't forget the parts for the ballista.
Nggak sadar. Outpostnya di mana? Kita udah bantai.
Send me those parts, champion.
Ini opening the arena. Kita dapat apa tadi? Squirrel bone. Ya, lah dapat bone nih. Cuma dapat tulang aja. Oh, go to the roll getter push back tools. Oh ini. Tinggal itu ya. Roller back. Bentar, kalau ngancurin par-par tuh lebih enak pakai weapon yang satunya nih. Mana weapon gua satunya, Cok? Ini nih. Sip. Nah, ini lebih oke. Quest ada di jauh banget, anjing. Oh, bisa. Untung bisa travel. Kita butuh apa ya tadi? Butuh apa ini? Suruh buru-buru doang lah. Rollerback tuh kalau nggak salah yang ngeguling-guling. Coba bunuh dulu aja kali ya. Harusnya sih nggak perlu dipretelin banget gitu. Ada di kanan. Dan lootingan. Rollerback. Kamu. Nah, ini ganggu nih pasti nih. Skydriver tuh lama-lama petir kalau nggak salah ya. Sama case-nya. Tolol ini cok.
Plasma won't hurt him much.
Santuy. Kita kemana sih, ke kanan ya? Atau ke kiri? Rollerback.
Roller back. Just like Kala said. Gonna have to take it down.
Coba disuruh bunuh nih. Easy kalau suruh bunuh.
Okay.
Ah. Kalau itu lemah apa sih, marah racun ya? Spike not.
I can't override that machine until I find the right cauldron.
Yang kalah jangnya mirip bos di Zoid. Kalah jam belum ada aja. Let's pakai dua aku. Aduh, miss goblok. Anjing, sakitnya ya Allah. Enggak kena dong.
It's over. Time to salvage that sinew.
Sip mamang. Ya, oke lah.
Save the extra stock for
Itu
later.
senjata yang ada renya. Iya ya. Senjatanya kan ada hijau, putih, hijau, ungu, biru. Nah, ini yang lagi gue pakai nih rata-rata yang tier-tier bagus lah kasarnya. Terus kan masalahnya kan musuh kan elemennya kan beda-beda ya. Kayak tadi lemahnya sama asam. Nah, gue butuh senjata yang kayak gini-gini nih tuh. Jadi gue satu senjata tuh ada 2 elemen, ada 3 elemen. Jadi kalau misalnya musuhnya lagi racun, gue pakai ini atau ini bisa nih 2 ini. Musuhnya es pakai ini, api. Ketutupan ya. Ya pokoknya di pilihan elemennya lah. Itu yang bikin jadi lawan tuh jadi kerasa gampang. Tinggal kasih efek apa, misalnya kalau dia lama sama es kita bekuin dulu, nggak bisa gerak, nanti baru diserang. Begitu kurang lebih. Tapi sebelum itu bikin dulu. Iya nih, di sini ada apa sih? Oh, tuh ada chest, Cok. Di seberang. Mentok. Gila tuh di atas ya. Ini daerah apa ya?
Start for the stash.
Daerah apa ini? Oh, ini Las Vegas ya? Oh iya coy, itu kota anjir, baru gue. Tapi itu kayak, oh iya bener nih. Quest keduanya di sini, Cok. Oh, di sini. Nah. Tapi ntar aja. Kita balik dulu. Nyerahin kabel, Cok. Nah, dia itu di arena tuh juga katanya dapat senjata juga kan. Sorry, dapat ya base gear lah. Cuma katanya harus ngikutin arena. Pintar aja lah itu. Kalau lagi iseng-iseng, kita fokus story dulu, lumayan ketinggalan ya. Ya. Discord, ada siapa Discord? Gak ada siapa-siapa di Discord. Oke. Itu gua mana apa? Oh, udah nambang, Cok, karakter gua. Sebentar. Saya mau lihat RO saya dulu sebentar. Sorry. Oh, sudah habis, Cok. Sudah habis 4000 stamina buat nambang. Tak pindahkan dulu ke Goblin Forest. Kain dulu, kita AFK-in dulu di sini. Oke. Ntar ini pindahin dulu sini deh. Nah, biar kelihatan kalau ada apa-apaan. Pindahin monitor lagi. Oke. Kita lanjut lagi ngasih kabel.
The 10 stood firm. Final battle with regalas. Did you find the parts we need for the Ballista?
Our soldiers are eager to... I've got the parts you need for the Ballista.
Excellent. We'll get it fixed up right away, and then the arena will be ready. You're welcome to fight anytime.
How does it work?
Simply speak to me, and I'll arrange a challenge for you.
And any medals you win from fighting, you can exchange with me for some of the tribe's very best equipment.
Tuh.
Not just from the arena, but also medals won at hunting grounds. After upgrading your gear, I think you'll come to favor me over Kala.
I'm here to help train our squads. Is that a popularity contest?
Good thing for you. I'll take my leave then. Come talk to me if you win, or if you have soldiers' tags to turn in.
Well then, if you'd like to fight in the arena now, we can set it up in no time.
I'll come back later.
Whenever you want.
Oke, selesai. Oke, selesai. Arena ntar aja ya. Ada arena di situ. Kok pengen ngeliat hadiah-hadiah sebenarnya situ. Nggak, ntar aja ya. New the activity, the arena. Level 20 ya. Nah, boleh kali ya, coba sekali kali ya. Ya, boleh ya, coba sekali.
Better ready yourself.
Arena choose weapon and anjing legendary boy. Oh, ini arenanya, Cok. Challenge fee, Cok. Gua suruh bayar 100. Kita nyoba aja ya. Wah, mati gua. Mati gua, sumpah aku mati.
Don't have enough stamina yet.
Masih ada lagi, Cuk. Gagal. Ya. Ada timer ya, Cuk. Ya, basically gagal sih. Max time, your time, best time. Max time. The ammo and item you use will be restored. Oh, 3 scraper. Oke, point, Cok. Sekali lagi deh. Anaknya kompetitif. Itu tuh nggak bisa.
Okay, better.
Anjing, dia nyerang. nggak bisa di atas, diserang di atas nggak bisa dong kan, arena cok. Nggak, emang lemahnya mah petir gitu. Cuma petir tuh enaknya dapat. Petir tuh nggak enaknya, petir tuh enaknya kalau musuhnya kenok kita bisa tusuk itu critical strike gitu lah. Ravager long leg. Nanti aja lah ya.
You have guts, champion. I'll give you that.
Terima kasih. Nanti kita coba lagi. Kita balik dulu untuk quest. Main quest aja, kita langsung main quest. Cuma gitu kalau misalnya kita critical strike gitu kan, ada animasinya gitu, cat gitu, itu bisa di cancel cok. Itu yang bikin malas saya tadi, petir-petir aja dulu. Kalau satu lawan satu ribet ya gitu nyerang. Kalau kita nyerang ini yang dari kiri nyerang, ini nyerang, jadi kayak nggak sempat nge-critical strike ya gitu loh. Makanya tadi curiga kok ada petir-petir, ya udahlah. Emang ada kelemahannya gitu. Makanya butuh senjata yang memang kita tuh bawa semua elemen gitu kalau bisa. Jadi dia lemahnya sama apa, kita lemahin dulu, baru kita serang lagi. Kalau nggak gitu ribet, kayak kemarin kita lawan gajah tuh lemahnya sama es. Si bawa tuh kita panah es. Ya udah nggak lama gitu bunuhnya. Cuma bisa main kabur-kaburan doang. Oh ya, sebelum itu saya akan nyalain lampu dulu.
I see you, champion. Sit, please.
If you walk by, you'll miss out on a good trade.
Apa ini? Ini ada rumor lagi nih.
You should know the rebels have been busy. They've set up outposts to the west. And I know the marshals can't deal with all of them, so I'd stay alert out there if I were you.
Thanks for the warning.
The cool route.
Getting rid of
Stay
those
alert.
outposts might stop.
Questnya kok masih nyangkut di sini, Cok? Ini melepit. Arena nggak usah, rebel outpost nggak usah. Oke, kita return to the base.
Maybe I can lend the marshal.
Mana belum dinyalain, Cok, questnya. Salah, sorry.
As a hand.
Kita balik ke base.
Making good use of this.
Kok gua base-nya bolong anjir. Base-nya bolong. Lupa render kayaknya. Masuk. Ada aja ya. Yang story yang story-nya bolong kemarin udah dapat jawabannya. Yang story yang bolong mana? Yang ini yang nyelam belum sempat, harus dapat maskernya dulu. Nggak tahu tuh dapatnya di mana. Nah itu tuh bangsat. Bolong anjir, lupa ngerender. Malum base-nya error kayak gimana tadi. Nah eta anjing balik lagi aing.
I see you.
Ini apa rumor, ada rumor lagi kah anjing? Kalau ngobrol dulu dah. Siapa tahu kebuka-buka rebel outpost-nya.
I was scouting northwest of here, near the village of Salt
Halo
Lake.
Pipiu.
There's a place there where the ground is made of metal. Don't know what it means, but it can't be good.
Dapat
Be
lagi.
wary.
Appreciate the warning.
Oh, cauldron. Nah, ini cauldron nih. Dapat apa? Pabrik.
Metal? It might be a cauldron. And where there's a cauldron, there's machine overrides.
Dapat pabrik lagi kita. Tapi ntar aja ya. Gua mau ngambilin dulu nih. Apa namanya nih? Pot-pot. Oh, 3 nih butuh. Medicine capacity. Kambing, Cok. Emang gak bisa nembak gua. Lol. Nah, bacot kamu pipiu. Aku minta purple PV pipiu. Oke. Tolong ini Maya. Oke. Tolong ini Maya. Kita nunggu render dulu dah. Nah, ada tanda seru tuh, obrolan tuh. Tadi si Bati siapa namanya? Yang tangan buntung harusnya join di sini sih, harusnya. Harusnya nih. Story.
Like this? Oh, you're not waving a hammer around, Aaron.
Oh, Aaron diajarin juga anjir.
And my big sausage fingers don't really do gentle, okay? Bring it back. Trace the line to your right. Other right. Don, if you can do your thing, we learn fast enough, we help make that happen. You want all the backup you can get, right?
We still have much training to do, of course. One does not become hunter in a day.
Each seed grows at a pace that mean it won't bloom. You should know your Tanakh friend arrived.
Enak nih. Kotalo.
I heard their warriors drink people's blood. I want to sleep with one eye open.
I think he's seen enough blood for a lifetime.
I showed him to one of the rooms. He seems to appreciate the privacy.
Looks like you've got things under control. I should get this to Gaia.
Right. We'll keep on training. Catch up as fast as we can.
I'm seeing glyphs in my dreams already.
Well, while you've been off gallivanting around, I've been working with Gaia to find out more about the land gods. So from where I'm standing, you're in need of some training. Come along.
Si paling.
Okay. Oh, and I delivered your message to Talana. She headed for that Oseram camp you two were looking for, to the southwest.
Are you sure that's what the data says?
I'm telling you, it's a drink, but it's soft.
Ini apa nih? Ngomongin ini
How
mereka.
is it soft?
It says here it had bubbles in it.
Well, we can't expect to
Jadi
make
ngomongin
sense
apa sih?
out of
Ngomongin
everything
boba
you
ini anjir.
once did.
Boba apa soda ini? Ini lagi ngobrol-ngobrol tentang minuman, Cok. Bentar. Berarti questnya kebuka dong. Ini nih, Talana nih. Oh, tanda serunya. Bentar. Si itu mana si Kotalo, mana Kotalo?
This must be from the Cold. Between the Rockbreaker and the Slitherfang, Regala really wrecked the arena. And I have a feeling she won't stop trying until Hikaru's dead. Huh. Looks like someone's rearranged stuff in here.
Aloy, I see you found your room. Your companions thought you would appreciate a private space of your own.
Oh, ini ruangan kita, Cok.
That was thoughtful of them. This is the rite of passage that Vashav gave me at the embassy.
Oh, dagger.
I liked him. He seemed like a good man. I think he was really looking forward to going home.
Oke.
My old spear,
Tombak lamanya katanya.
Rust, helped me make it. I finished my training. Feels like so long ago now. I've been carrying Elizabeth's pendant with me for months. But since we're gonna stay a while, I think I'll keep it here, where it'll be safe.
Oke. Udah ya, nggak ada lagi. Bentar aja nyariin Kotalo, Cok. Kotalo di mana, Cok? Beneran nyampe enggak
The
nih?
old ones put off livestock a little too much for my liking.
Looks Looks like Erend and Katalo moved their stuff in.
Oh, ini kamarnya nih. Ngintip ah. Situ Kang ngintip. Biasanya diubah jadi ini ya, jadi kayak kamar gitu ya. Asik juga nih orang-orang sini, Cok.
Aloy, we've gathered some supplies in that chest. Take what you need.
Dapat supply kita anjing.
Looks like someone's made this space their own.
I see you found Varl and Zoe's room, Aloy.
Huh?
I believe they wanted private accommodations.
Sekamar eta.
I see.
Sekamar bener. Oh ini nih, Cok. Oh ini sini nih.
Looks like this room's changed. Is that your doing, Gaia?
Yes. I have repurposed the displays to track the cauldrons you have acquired data from.
Show me more.
Oh iya, ini kota lo nih. Ini diubah lagi nih buat nge-track. Ini kali ya, cauldronnya apa nih? Oh ini nih. Yang apa? Buat nge-override. Nah. Kan korup kan beberapa. Horn. Oke. Ini si kota lo nih.
Aloy,
It's good to see you. I'm guessing you've got a lot of questions.
I've been told of our enemy and their intentions. Your friends showed me to the vision you keep in this place, Gaia, and gave me this focus. I don't pretend to fully understand everything, but all I really need to know is where to train and when to fight.
Welcome to the team, then.
Anjay.
You said the Bulwark was your home a long time ago. That you were part of the Sky Clan.
Yes.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
Fine. As you wish. My parents were killed in a clan skirmish, so I was raised by my squad. As I grew older, I came to be known as an accomplished fighter. Tekote took a special interest in me. I fought by his side against the Karja, and led my squad on a dangerous climb into the Daunt. It was I who opened the gates at Barren Light from the east side, allowing the Tenakth to raise it.
That must have gotten you some attention.
Indeed. I was welcomed home as a hero, and I was content.
And why'd you leave?
I became a marshal.
Oke, jadi orang tuanya modar, terus dia tumbuhnya sama teman-temannya, terus dia yang ngebuka gerbang Barren Light waktu zaman-zaman dulu gitu, makanya dia kayak ada inilah tempat spesial di sana. Terus kenapa ninggalin tempatnya ya karena mau jadi marshal buat jagain shiftnya kan.
Why did you leave the Sky Clan to become a marshal?
I was sent to the Kulrut by Tekote.
Oh, dikirim sama
Back then, I would have obeyed his every order. I believed in him, like one would a father. I was too blind to see the fear in his eyes. Fear of a rising young warrior challenging his command of the clan. I returned a hero from the battle at Barren Light. But to him, I was only a threat. Never occurred to him that I had no interest in rising above my station.
Why did Tekote think you wouldn't be a threat to him if he sent you to the Kulrut?
Tekote knew that if I survived the Kulrut, I'd be forced to forsake the clan to serve the Tenakth as a whole. I'd never be allowed to challenge his command, even if I wanted to. After our victory at Barren Light, Tekote spoke to our people, said it would be selfish to rob Hikaru and the marshals of a warrior like myself, even though he knew perfectly well I had no intention of ever leaving. It was exile, guised as an honor. One he knew I couldn't refuse. So I became a marshal, and never looked back.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I am not. Though it pained me at the time, a marshal is what I was destined to be.
When we were at the Bulwark, the guard said something about the Wings of the Ten. Hikaru also mentioned it at the Kulrut. Deca, too. What does it mean?
The visions tell us that the 10 flew on great metal machines with wings.
Pesawat.
Leapt into battle from the sky. For us, to imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess. And it is why the challengers leap into the arena during the Kulrut. Many times I imagined it as a child. The feeling of freedom. And the awe it must have inspired.
What did Chief Akaro say when you told him he'd be joining me here?
You spilt rebel blood at the Grove and helped reunite the clans. There was little more to be said. He understood.
Nyatuin semua suku Tenak.
I'm honored he lent me his best martial. At least for a little while.
Indeed.
Okay.
What are you looking at over there?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols the focus shows me. So, I thought I'd try to understand the weapon you intend to use against the enemy. This Hephaestus, it will be able to make machines? That answer to Gaia?
Yes.
How many?
As many as we need.
Such power. Has the world ever seen the like?
Gila, sekuat itu katanya. The Zenith, Far Zenith ya.
Now that you know who the enemy is, do you have any questions?
I'll admit, I find them hard to grasp. From the heavens. And invulnerable.
For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
Anjay.
What do you think of our squad?
They seem eager to fight. Though I admit it is strange to see an Utaru in the ranks. Farmers don't make for effective soldiers.
She seemed pretty effective when she took out the machines that were guarding this base.
Interesting. Perhaps I am mistaken.
I should go. Feel free to check in on Hikaru and your people. Door's always open here.
I will. May the 10 walk with you.
Oke, kita habis ngobrol. Kita mau ngobrol-ngobrol dulu sama yang lain. Kita ngobrol lama ini, Cok. Sama siapa namanya ini? Lupa aku, Eren.
Hey.
Hey.
Teman lama kita.
A nice place.
Well, it's not like I built it or anything.
Right. Well, I can see why you had your doubts about bringing us along. It is a lot to take in. But, don't worry. That's nothing I can't handle.
Right.
Oh iya, berarti semua suku megang ya? Osram, Karja. Dia Osram. Karja tuh siapa ya? Osram Karja tuh dia ya kalau nggak salah. Kayak Karja nggak deh, Karja belum ada yang megang. Utaru sama Tenak.
I see Varl gave you a focus.
It doesn't look as fashionable on me, but by the forge, the things I've been able to see. Granted, a lot of them are bad, you know, the old world ending and such. I'm still trying to wrap my head around most of it, but I never really understood how you were ever able to find my sister back in the Sundom. And now I do, sort of. It makes me feel like I could be useful, you know?
It takes some time, but yeah.
Ya, jadi ingat dulu kayak ya heran aja kenapa lo bisa nemuin mayat kakaknya gitu kan. Dengan ada alatnya fokus.
How are you settling in?
Varl's been helping me get the lay of the land when he's not getting all tongue-tied. I don't know who makes him more nervous, that Gaia lady or our new Utaru friend.
Well, what about the Vanguard? Aren't you supposed to be back east, ordering them around?
I sent some of them back to Meridian with a message. I doubt Avad will mind me sticking around to help the savior of Meridian.
Gak masalah lah. Nyantai lah sama siapa namanya? Sama penyelamat aja lah gitu.
So, you've met our new Tanakh friend.
He's, quiet. I thought his people were supposed to be bloodthirsty maniacs.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you trust him, so do I.
I guess you know what we're up against by now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When Varl first told me those bastards come from the stars, I thought he'd eaten too many of those medicinal berries. Yeah, but I've gotten used to seeing impossible things, thanks to you. I just wish they weren't always trying to kill us.
Yeah, you and me both.
Kayak nggak percaya lah gitu, musuhnya datang dari bintang aja, dari luar angkasa lah gitu. Kayaknya agak nggak mungkin, tapi ya segalanya jadi mungkin gitu kan setelah pakai fokus.
I gotta go.
I'm here if you need anything.
Ada satu lagi, Cok.
Hey!
So Talana came by the base?
I'm more like rushed through. I was hoping she'd stay for a drink at least.
Oh,
Only
Talana
character
kesini,
I've
Cok.
ever met who's any fun. But it seemed like she had more pressing matters to attend to.
Mampir kata dia.
I have to go.
I guess it's back to reading.
Wow, this place is starting to come alive.
Yeah, and Gaia placed all the data she got from your focus into that archive room. With the focuses you gave us, we'll be able to access it at our own pace. You know, learn and train. And if you need us, we'll be there to fight at your side.
Got it. Thanks, Varl.
Ya gila, apa yang dilihat sama fokus kita kerekam juga ya.
How's training with Cell?
You know we really are training. Mostly. Look, she reads glyphs faster than I can already. I'd be a fool to refuse her help.
Of course. I'm guessing you've spoken with Kotallo?
I wanted to pay my respects for those who fell when we were ambushed at the embassy. Told him I'd never seen anyone throw themselves at a machine like he did. He said a warrior shouldn't be praised for fulfilling their duty. For a second I thought I was talking to my mother. Never thought a Tanakh and a Nora war chief could have so much in common.
Looks like I was wrong about the Zeniths. Their ship didn't explode on its way to Sirius like everyone thought.
We saw how they lied about creating a better future at their launch facility. Guess they lied about what happened to their ship, too. But still, the tribe settling amongst the stars.
I couldn't put a single dent in their shields, Varl. That one Zenith almost killed me.
That didn't stop you from resurrecting Gaia. Won't stop us from using Hephaestus against them.
Let's hope that's enough.
Cerita yang waktu kita di Hades ya. Yang waktu kita ketemu ketemu hologramnya Silent ngobrol tuh, yang ketemu orang apa? 3 orang aneh itu, Cok. Kayak tombak gua enggak nembus gitu. Kita berharap Hephaestus bisa ngalahin dia lah gitu. Dan semua yang ketemu di awal-awal banget itu bohong. Dikiranya kapalnya tuh meledak dan nggak sampai ke planet mana lah kemarin tuh, Sirius ya. Ternyata nyampe gitu kan. Kok ini terang lagi sih?
You guys reading something over there?
We just finished going through all the logs you collected back in Nora territory, and All Mother Mountain. It's hard to imagine that my ancestors were trapped inside, without the knowledge from Apollo to guide them.
Thanks to Ted Faro.
Nah, tuh.
Yeah. I wonder how it must have felt when they were finally free. The world must have seemed so beautiful.
Not to mention terrifying. They weren't much more than kids.
And they became an entire tribe.
Ya, dia ngomong kayak sayang banget lah. Jadi kan di awal-awal Horizon 1 kan ada kayak rumah gitu kan. Nah, sebenarnya tuh ininya subkoordinatornya Apollo. Itu tadi Apollo kan mengajarkan ilmu-ilmu pengetahuan zaman dulu. Harusnya kalau misalnya Apollo selamat tuh ya mereka tahu, mereka tumbuh, mereka tahu ilmunya, mereka tahu dunia gitu kan. Tapi kan tadi dia bilang kan thanks to Ted Faro gitu yang ngedelete aplikasinya itulah kasarnya. Jadi kayak dia baru tahu ternyata di gunung tempat kita tuh ada orang-orang lama lah gitu yang harusnya bisa menikmati dunia gitu kan.
I'm guessing Talana didn't stay for long.
Nah, Talana kayak kerja yang mau dikasih fokus
ya. Modest guy did to grab her attention.
Whatever it was, she didn't tell me.
Must be quite a story.
I guess she'll tell us when she's ready.
Oke, Talana ya.
How's everyone handling their focus?
And we all have our difficult moments. Erend definitely curses the most. But I'm hoping Oseram's stubbornness prevails.
Deh, masih ada lagi nggak sih? Masih ada lagi.
How's everyone doing?
Just taking it all in. No one snapped their bowstrings yet.
Oke, selesai.
Think you can hold the fort while I'm gone?
If Erend stops listening to the same music over and over again, maybe. We'll be fine.
Ini kalau dengan percakapan gini jadi makin dalam dengan ceritanya, Cok. Tinggal ngobrol sama si cewek nih, si siapa? Utaru, Zozo.
Varl looks happy about his training partner.
Learning is best done together.
Have you gone back to Plainsong at all?
I thought about it, but I wouldn't know what to tell them. The chorus already thinks me a thorn in the thicket. If they knew what we did to Fa, even if they understood, there'd be little they could grasp about all this. No. For now, I must leave the tribe behind.
Kayak gimana mau ngasih tahu hal kayak gini gitu untuk mereka, ditambah apa yang dilakuin sama Za waktu di Cauldron ya, waktu kita mau ngambil si siapa namanya, Minerva, kan kita bunuh kan salah satu dewanya. Kita tanya udah Utaru. Ini ya,
So,
tetangga.
how does a tribe like the Utaru manage to maintain the peace with warriors like the Tanakh?
By holding them off. When our fields bloomed aplenty, the Tanakh looked upon our lands with envy. But Plainsong's dishes provided sanctuary and high ground to keep invaders at bay. In the end, even the Tanakh saw sense in a truce. The Utaru promised to provide the Tanakh with food from our crops every year. In exchange, the Tanakh would relinquish one of their own, a veteran, to train the Utaru in combat. This custom was abandoned a few years after the derangement. But some veterans still remain in the plains.
I believe I've met them already.
Pertukaran ya, makanan sama tentara.
I've been meaning to ask, what's the deal with you and the chorus? You didn't seem to be on the best of terms.
That's what happens when you're the one Utaru who insists on publicly defying them. Twice. When the Karja invaded the Utaru plains, they did more than just attack our villages. They burned our fields, took our people as slaves, and murdered those who were too weak to make the trip back to Meridian.
To be sacrificed in the Sun Ring.
I was helping the healers back then, as waves of refugees swarmed into Plainsong. The chorus was divided in how to face the invaders. Some saw sense in raising arms. Others believed the dishes would keep us safe, as they had many times before. And while they bickered, I buried the seeds of the fallen.
It couldn't have been easy. Seeing your people suffer while the Karja invaded your lands.
I come from a small village near Plainsong. My grandmother used to say there was no seed that wouldn't grow there. I moved to the dishes when I decided to apprentice as a healer. When the Red Raids began, I thought about going back. But the injured kept pouring into Plainsong, day after day.
Tukang healer.
So I kept putting it off. One day, I woke up to hear a Karja raiding party had ransacked my village during the night. I rushed there with the healers to help the survivors, but there weren't any left. The smell of burning flesh haunts me to this day.
I'm sorry, Zoe.
I made it a point to appear before the chorus as soon as we returned, to demand that we take a stand against the invaders. I was denied. So I left to fight on my own.
You said you set out to fight the Karja alone?
I did. But it turned out I wasn't the only one. News of my disagreement with the chorus spread through the plains. Before I knew it, I had more than a dozen Utaru warriors ready to follow me into battle. We knew we couldn't take on the Karja armies head-on, but we also knew the lay of the land better than they did. We ambushed smaller raiding parties, sabotaged their supply lines, and hit their encampments at night.
Sounds like you were a force to be reckoned with.
Enough that the Tenakth took notice. When the clans began to push the Karja back east, they let us join their ranks. We chased the enemy all the way to Barren Light.
You said you were at Barren Light when the Tenakth defeated the Karja?
Tenakth marshals climbed the cliffs of the Daunt under cover of night, then attacked from the other side. Before we knew it, the gates were open, and the full force of the clans burst through. What happened next was not something I like to remember. When all the dust and blood settled, I smelled it again. The stench of burnt flesh. Our enemies defeated. What was left of my squad returned to the Utaru Plains. I went back to Plainsong. But even as the harvest passed, it didn't feel like I'd truly returned at all.
Is that when you became a grave singer?
I thought soothing the suffering of others would somehow appease my own. Then you came along and gave me a choice. I could either sing at people's graves or fight for a chance to keep them alive.
I'm glad you chose the latter.
Ya cerita masa lalunya gitulah. Dia sempat kayak jadi kayak public enemy gitulah. Di Chorus apa di para petingginya, Cok. Kayak melee bertarung gitu kan, ketimbang apa sih membiarkan mati terus kayak ngasih gitu kan. Pokoknya anaknya battle banget lah. Mendingan dia bertarung buat orang-orang hidup ketimbang harus berdoa kepada maksudnya untuk orang-orang yang modar aja.
What are you up to?
Gaia was kind enough to put together a list of glyphs used by the Old Ones. She helped me decipher some of the data you've collected and showed me how to use the focus to help the process. It's not easy, but it's been working so far.
That's good to hear.
Ada lagi.
I see you've settled in.
Gaia did say this place was built for us, so we could regain control of our lands with her terraforming system. Nurture them like the land gods do Plainsong's fields. It does strike me as odd that a place of life should have so much metal.
Sounds like you met my friend Tawana.
Yes, the Karja Huntress. I haven't seen armor like hers since the Red Raids, but Varl tells me that she too suffered at the hands of the Mad Sun King.
Yeah. She's one of the good ones. Trust me.
Okay. Ada lagi.
You've spoken with Kotalo?
A few words. Tenakth don't have much use for us outsiders. You must have made quite the impression for him to offer his fealty.
Ya lagi lah orang kayak gua nolong ininya, nolong sukunya nih.
So you've been talking to Gaia?
Yes. She was kind enough to take me through some of the history of the Old Ones, including their demise and the heroic actions of her creator, Elizabeth Sobek. I was surprised to see she was you. Past, but reborn? Not that I claim to understand how.
You've been getting to know Erend, I assume?
Of course. Any friend of Varl's is a friend of mine. In this case, a very loud friend.
Did Gaia tell you anything about the Zeniths?
She did. Though it wasn't exactly easy to believe. To think that there are places among the stars where life can bloom as it does here. It is humbling, to say the least. And heartbreaking that such life should be bent on destroying ours.
Oke, selesai ya.
Right, I should probably go.
I shall return to our training then.
Ya ini intinya pada cerita-cerita masa lalunya mereka, terus kenapa akhirnya bisa join ke sini, lebih milih join ke kita, terus belajar fokus sama belajar musuh yang ada di depan kita lah gitu kasarnya. Oke, Cukup ngobrol-ngobrol ya. Saatnya kita balikin si Aether ke Gaia.
Welcome back, Aloy. When you're ready, please merge ether with me. Afterwards, I must discuss an important matter with you.
Halo, diskusi lagi, Cok. Ini penting juga nih.
Gaia, what is this?
It is a control console for a drone-based imaging system connected to this dome.
Kontrol base.
I will transmit the relevant data to your focus.
Huh. So this Cyclops is a network of drones to monitor the deteriorating biosphere conditions. I guess it was meant to display on the dome, but the drones aren't connected anymore. I think I can reconnect some of them already. And it seems like there are more out there. Okay, data modules in.
Oh, drone itu fungsinya buat ini. Reconnect the survey drone module buat ngecek cuaca gitu ya. Tadi ya.
I like this one.
Anjing keren pisan ini, Cok. Bisa gini ruangan, goblok. Oke, ini ntar aja lah ya. Ini cuacanya kagak enak banget, ganti. Jadi kita kan baru nemuin 3 ya.
Error. Data missing.
Ya ini drone yang kalau terbang-terbangan gitu kan. Iya. Kan kita sempat ngolakin drone kan, terus kayak drone-nya tuh bingung taruh mana gitu ya. Keren banget aja. Oh, ini tadi kok dia.
An excellent choice.
Kita bisa milih aja background. Yang ketiga apa? Itu kan pohon. Baru nih, oke nih. Oke, kita masukin dulu deh. Siapa namanya? Aether. Tuh, kekuatan burung-burung.
So, what did you want to discuss?
While you were away, I received an unusual transmission on my dedicated Aletheia frequency.
Aletheia. That's one of the sub-functions you couldn't detect before.
Yes. The transmission occurred so slowly that at first it seemed like an accidental blip of data amongst background static. Once I noticed this irregularity, it took some time to collate the complete message.
Gue nemu sub koordinat yang baru, Cok. Aletheia. SOS kan.
Where does it lead?
To a mountain to the northwest of this facility. A word of caution, Aloy. It is possible this transmission is genuine. It is also possible it is being broadcast by someone or something else.
You don't think it's actually Aletheia?
I am uncertain.
What's SOS?
It is an old-world code. A distress signal. A desperate plea for help.
Ceroboro, aku X-Men gak kenal aku, Cok.
Why would Aletheia send a coded transmission on a frequency only the two of you can communicate on?
I believe it was done as a precaution to avoid detection, or at least to create the appearance of the desire to do so. I am also uncertain why Eleuthia would expect that I would be able to detect and respond to its distress signal at all. As far as it is aware, I no longer function.
Okay, so either Eleuthia is in trouble and sent the message hoping you were out there, or someone else is trying to get us to go to these coordinates, pretending to be Eleuthia.
That is my conclusion as well.
Jadi ada sinyal daerah tadi koordinatnya, dia mikirnya nih kayak sinyalnya Eleuthia. Apakah Eleuthianya yang minta tolong atau ada seseorang yang apa sih tadi konsepnya kayak pretending gitu, maksudnya seakan-akan itu Eleuthia beneran atau bohongan gitu kan.
Could the Zeniths be sending the transmission?
According to the data I reviewed on your focus, the Zeniths recovered the other Gaia root kernel in the Hades Proving Lab. It is feasible they used it to gain access to my internal frequencies.
So, maybe they sent it thinking you'd respond and reveal your location.
Possibly. However, the transmission is highly irregular. If they intended to provoke me into revealing myself, I would expect the communication to be more routine.
Right. So maybe it's not them then.
Iya, dia nge-inspeknya si yang orang alien itu, orang-orang yang dari luar itu, dia di tempatnya Hades yang lama. Antara dia pakai untuk ngakses bagian belakang, terus mungkin ngetahuin posisinya si Gaia yang sekarang di sini atau gimana itu. Kompleks juga ya.
You said the coordinates lead to a mountain to the northwest. What's there?
I have no record of anything of note in that vicinity.
Okay, and what about the other number in the message? 237. Any idea what that means?
I have queried my available databases, but it does not appear to have any significance. Perhaps its meaning can only be understood at the indicated coordinates.
All right, I'll go to the coordinates and check out the source of the transmission.
All by yourself? Ha! No way.
I included Aaron and Varl in this briefing via their focuses. I concur that you should not investigate this alone.
What if it's a trap?
Of course it could be a trap. But if it really is Eleuthia, then it's in trouble, and I need to bring it back. Don't worry. I'll be careful and...
We're coming with you.
Fine. Go grab your things.
We'll wait for you at the west exit, in case you need to upgrade your gear.
Wow. Jadi permasalahan di sini setelah kita bentar, aku upgrade dulu. Setelah permasalahannya apa namanya? Kita ngasih apa tadi namanya tuh? Ether, ternyata ada sinyal dari Eleuthia. Dan problemnya di sini, apakah ini beneran Eleuthia atau bukan gitu? Bisa aja itu pancingan gitu, bisa aja pancingan. Takutnya kalau itu pancingan di track down si Gaia tuh posisinya ketahuan di sini gitu kan, secara tidak langsung lah kasarnya gitu. Ditambah mau ini jebakan atau enggak, si Eloy harus tetap ngecek gitu. Kalau beneran itu Eleuthia, seenggaknya datanya tuh aplikasinya tuh bisa di record ulang terus dikasih ke Gaia. Kalaupun jebakan ya udah emang apes gitu kan. Tadi masih ada obrolan aja.
That was sneaky of you, patching in Varl and Aaron to our conversation.
I am pleased you accepted their help. Is there something you wish to discuss before you depart?
Wah, panjang pisan, cok. Ini ada lagi nih. Kita nanya Eleuthia kali ya. Aether, Demeter, Bentar, kita nanya transmission tadi udah ya. Ya boleh tanya lagi kali ya. Oh, tapi ini udah ya. Nah, kita nanya Zenith dulu deh yang tadi.
Could the Zeniths be sending the transmission?
According to the data I reviewed on your focus, the Zeniths recovered the other Gaia root kernel in the Hades proving lab. It is feasible they used it to gain access to my internal frequencies.
So, maybe they sent it thinking you'd respond and reveal your location.
Possibly. However, the transmission is highly irregular. If they intended to provoke me into revealing myself, I would expect the communication to be more routine.
Right. So maybe it's not them then.
Ya, dia jadi yang dari yang orang luar itu ngaksesnya tuh root kernel lah. Ini kalau kayak Android gitu ya. Tapi harusnya nggak mungkin, soalnya kalau misalnya dia nge-track si Gaia harusnya lebih intens gitu lah kasarnya. Kita nanya apa sih yang belum? Aether apa nih?
You mentioned that the superstorms have subsided. Is that ether at work?
Yes. Thanks to Ether's capabilities, weather patterns in the local region should mostly stabilize for the time being.
That'll be a relief for the Tenakth. One of their villages is still recovering after a mudslide caused the whole place to flood.
I will continue to stabilize the atmosphere for as long as I can.
Bentar, aing RO aing. Nah, karena information error nih, error gua. Tadi gue lupa baca, Cok.
Why did Ether take up residence in an ancient war museum?
As with the other subordinate functions, Ether needed to install itself on a processor with adequate storage and power. The one in the museum appears to have been sufficient, given that the holographic displays were still active.
So Ether was assured it could stay for as long as it needed to.
Correct. Though it is curious that it chose a place surrounded with the ancient ruins of aircraft.
Maybe it also felt at home there.
Oh iya. Jadi Aether tuh ya ibaratnya kayak dia nyari tempat yang emang bisa mantau cuaca kayaknya sih ya, kurang lebih gitu. Terus ternyata Aether tuh terbangnya ke tempatnya Tenak, ternyata emang di sana tuh banyak banyak pesawat. Mungkin dia ngerasa lebih kayak rumah kali di situ kali ya gitu kan. Ntar ini aing teh modar, Cok, karakter aing, Cok. RO aing. Oke, kita tanya Poseidon kali ya.
So, Poseidon, what do we know about it?
Poseidon controls the organic and chemical composition of water resources. Once it is restored to me, I may be able to improve conditions in the regional watershed. But I must warn you, like the others, Poseidon is lost and frightened.
Lost and frightened.
It may have taken measures to protect itself.
I'll be careful.
Oke. Demeter.
What can you tell me about Demeter?
Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life.
So once I bring it back, all the blight out there will start to get better.
While permanent restoration requires the abilities of Hephaestus, I may be able to improve conditions in the region for a while. However, a word of warning. Like Ether and Poseidon, Demeter's response to my query was highly irregular. Alone and frightened, it may have taken measures to assure its security.
Okay, I'll keep my guard up.
Si labil.
The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth
Ini
with
mah
a
udah aja.
variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings. Apollo was tasked with
Oh, udah kemarin
preserving,
aja.
organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge and cultural achievements. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the 2nd of February 2066 by order of Ted Farrow.
Pharaoh, huh? I really hate that guy.
Understandable. He appears to have been pathologically narcissistic, impulsive, and
Gak bisa di-skip lagi di
unstable.
sini.
All three of the missing functions have already served their purpose, or were prevented from doing so. Do you still need them?
If attainable, yes. Restoring their remaining elements would increase my heuristic processing density. Perhaps you will be able to procure Eleuthia at the SOS coordinates. Artemis and Apollo, however, remain unaccounted for.
Oh iya benar. Kalau bisa kita ke Eleuthia kan, yang sisanya kan nggak bisa kan. Sorry, masih belum ada. Kita nanya our progress kali ya. Companion.
How's Katalo doing?
I detect that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him, though he has not voiced his thoughts. I may be able to assist in his recovery, should he be interested.
Really? I'm sure he will be.
Okay.
How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their programming. However, Zoe and I are hopeful we will find an alternative way to heal them.
Well, keep at it.
Udah ya? Oh masih ada lagi.
Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time together.
Indeed. While studying old world data, Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism. She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this lifestyle.
And how did that go?
I believe they have agreed to disagree.
Udah ya? Oh masih ada lagi, Cok.
How's Erend handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus after an initial incident.
What did he do?
He unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to affix it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he also blamed the focus for being dainty. He has given repeated assurances that it will not happen again.
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess.
Oke, kita tanya yang terakhir nih. Oh, banyak nih.
So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Harusnya Apollo juga ngajarin.
Until Minerva decided to settle here.
Apa namanya, harusnya Apollo tuh ngajarin manusia-manusia kelak gitu ya untuk jalanin ini terraforming di sini, cuma ya Apollo-nya kan nggak ada.
So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time. It may be possible to restore more of this room's functionality should you find and reconnect additional camera feeds.
I'll keep a lookout. Gaia? What was Elizabeth like?
Gak salah yang belum nih, baru maghrib di sini.
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend.
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate, though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
She was okay with that. She gave all of herself. The only one who could. Thanks, Kaya.
Ya panjang banget ceritanya, seru gitu loh. Oke, Zero Dawn, kita naik Zero Dawn.
So, Project Zero Dawn. The greatest minds in the world. All working to build the terraforming system while the Pharaoh Plague devoured the planet. What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations at all hours of the day. Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my education. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives to aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technological achievements on a scale never before attempted. I owe everything to their dedication.
So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel. It used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
I guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with too.
Iya. Jadi nggak cuma mesin-mesin penghancur ya, bahkan virus pun juga di develop anjir.
So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory.
Oh ini cerita
I
DLC.
discovered another AI there. One
Sian.
not related to Zero Dawn. Cyan. It was created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project, and it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world, an effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh Plague.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact, with no success. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
Right. Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about.
Iya anjir. Ngomongin DLC juga anjir. Iya, karena nggak bisa diajak kerja sama lah gitu. Kesannya kayak ya takutnya dikontrol lagi sama Hephaestus. Katanya sih di luar dunia ini katanya sih. Jadi ya, si Sian tuh buat ngelindungin gunung dari meledak. Terus juga katanya juga melindungi dari mesin-mesin pembunuh zaman dulu ya, Pharaoh Plague.
The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war museum, a memorial to something called the Hot Zone Crisis. Do you know anything about it?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost with the Apollo database. However, climate data indicates a peak in regional temperatures in the 2030s. Such conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms, and a loss of habitable landmass.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess things got better eventually.
Yes. Data suggests that temperatures return to average levels in the clawback era of the 2040s.
Ya, dia bikin museumnya di gurun kan. Emang di situ tuh tempat tempur kan kalau dari vision yang dari di museum itu. Jadi dia kurang tahu apa yang terjadi di sana karena database Apollo-nya kan hilang, tapi dia bisa tahu sejarahnya dari cuaca karena Aether itu kan. Jadi dilihat dari cuaca di sana gini ternyata cuacanya tuh tempat tempur atau gimana gitu. Makanya kan kayak aneh aja gitu. Kok dibangunnya di gurun gitu kan. Terus katanya habitatnya balik di tahun 2040.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh Plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley, until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them.
Dinding yang dihancurin itu sebenarnya maksudnya mesin ngebantuin alat itu kekubur di sana bersama dengan gunung yang meledak apa tadi kan. Oke. Cukup ya obrolannya.
I should be going.
Goodbye, Aloy.
Iya, banyak banget cerita-ceritanya di sini ya. Ini kalau misalnya lo mau tahu maksudnya kalau lo mau tahu lebih dalam lagi harus ditonton ulang sih. Gue pun juga mungkin gue bakal baca lagi gitu kan subtitlenya, karena emang ceritanya tuh lumayan kompleks gitu, kalau dijadiin satu gitu loh, dari ini itu gitu, dari DLC, dari kenapa Aether bisa ke sana, apa yang terjadi di sana gitu kan, tempatnya bulwark gitu harus baca lagi gitu biar gini gitu. Tapi secara kasar sih gue ngerti gitu. Oke, kita bakal ke Elutia ya.
Good to know. I'll check it out when I can.
Apa nih? Banyak ada pintu lagi buka, Cok. Bukan.
Looks like I was able to unlock that door.
Pintu mana nih? Si paling paham tuh gue. Apa nih? Dapur. Ini apa nih?
It's a shuttle. Like the one I blew up at Farzena's launch facility. Farrell seemed pretty interested in space travel. I guess he wanted a keepsake.
By the way, kapan Farzena itu meledak ya? Gue lupa dah.
Holograms. Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
Nanti ML nggak ya? Nggak ML dulu, gue lagi namatin ini. Oke. Ini bukan. Ini ruangan utama. Oh ini ya ruangan tadi ya, kebuka ya. Gue lupa Farzan itu meledak di mana ya. Gue nggak inget ya. Oke, lanjut dulu. Oke, kita bakal ke Elutia.
There she is.
You ready to head out?
Let's go.
Look at us. 3 battle-hardened badasses forging into the unknown. This ought to be good.
Wah, gila. Sekarang kita ke Elutia, boy.
This distress call had to be up a really steep mountain, huh?
Apa ini? Kok tiba-tiba langsung tempur ini? Oh, cok. Si alien, cok.
What is that?
What the hell?
Oh, bisa dibunuh, cok. Wah, mati, cok.
Well, that takes the keg.
Oke. Ternyata armornya bisa diilangin dulu baru dibunuh, cok. Mirip kayak armor yang paling OP di Horizon 1.
Burl, see if there's anything over there.
On it.
We'll check out the battlefield. Let's start with that zenith. Well, there are obviously more zeniths than we know about.
Oh, more Zenith katanya.
Can't believe you fought one of them.
Almost didn't make it.
Kira gue gak percaya lo lawan dia, cok.
The snow brought the chill.
Lo gak main Untitled, Teng? Untitled udah tamat gue. Sudah tamat. Tapi sebelum itu saya izin sholat dulu. Sudah maghrib. Dan sepertinya saya akan kembali di ML dulu. Nanti akan lanjut lagi si siapa namanya? Mobile Legends apa namanya? Horizon. Jadi saya izin maghrib dulu, sholat. Terus saya akan lanjut RO dulu. Nanti lanjut lagi di Horizon. Jahat itu, Teng. Ini. Si ini Farzenit itu orang angkasa tadi, orang yang kalau lo nontonnya di sebelumnya yang kita nyerang tuh imun, bener-bener yang mantul gitu. Nah, ini tuh orang dari luar angkasa yang mau ngerebut Gaia juga. Jadi Gaia mau diambil, mau dikendaliin buat nggak tahu lah, mungkin bikin dunia jadi punah lagi gitu. Jadi musuh kita tuh ada ya cuma dia sih sebenarnya. Kan silence tuh yang kita ngomong di hologram itu kan belum ketemu posisi di mana. Nah, sekarang masalahnya ada di dia nih, di si Farzenit ini. Jadi kita mau buru-buru kumpulin tadi subkoordinat tadi kan ada Aether tadi udah. Aether kita kembaliin posisinya. Aether itu aplikasi yang buat cuaca. Nah, ini kita mau ke Elutia. Elutia itu masalah perkembangbiakan manusia atau apa gitu. Pokoknya dia urusan berkembang biak. Kan masih ada dua lagi tuh, masih ada Demeter. Demeter tuh perurusan tanah, sama Poseidon. Poseidon itu masalah perairan. Nah, ini kan harusnya kuasa ada 3 kan, Aether, Poseidon, sama Demeter. Tapi tiba-tiba ada sinyal dari Elutia yang aplikasi buat ngurus perkembangbiakan gitulah. Nah, ini kita mau ngecek nih. Pas ngecek ternyata begini kan, ada musuh lagi nih, Farzenit yang dari luar angkasa gitu. Kesannya sih jatuhnya harusnya jahat untuk sekarang, nggak tahu ya cerita ke depannya. Ya, saya izin sholat maghrib dulu. Habis itu saya balik ke ROX dulu karena saya belum daily sama sekali. Jadi silakan kalau mau sholat dulu sambil request lagu boleh. Saya akan break dulu. Jurus menghilang sementara.